Well, here we are again, the second installment of the Spring Clean 2020 series, and as you can see, the state of our kitchen is not the best. So that's why I decided to tackle this room next. Now, this obviously isn't normal for us, but this is what inspired me to do this room next. So buckle in, because here we go. Hey there, and welcome back to my channel, Weirdly O.C.D. So, as you can see from the beginning of this video, our kitchen is a disaster. Now, this is from dinner last night. Mostly, there are a few odds and ends on the counter, but most of it is from dinner last night. And to be honest with you, I just didn't feel like cleaning it up. I wanted to go to bed. Works have been a bit stressful this past week. Just got a little bit more stressful with some news I found out earlier today, which may do a video on later. I'm not sure if I want to or not, but yeah. So we are in part 2 of the Spring Cleaning 2020 mini-series, and we are going to concentrate on this kitchen. It is going to get scrubbed from ceiling to floor, cabinets cleaned out, wiped down, fridge wiped under, over, behind, everything. We are going 110% with this, so stay tuned, because this place is going to sparkle when we're done. I thought what better way to start out this spring clean of the kitchen by just going ahead and getting the dishes done. I figured that would get a lot out of my way and make it a bit easier to do some deep cleaning that needed to be done. Now, within this video, I'm going to do a mix this time of me talking and some music. So I know in the last video I did a lot of talking, and that was all well and good, but I think I'm going to mix it up this time and do a little bit of both. So you'll hear me talking and music going back and forth throughout this video. But I really want a dishwasher. I don't mind doing dishes. Granted, it's not my favorite thing in the world to do, but I would absolutely love a dishwasher. And granted, Tony and I did get our stimulus money because of this whole COVID-19 coronavirus thing going on. But we went ahead and paid off a couple debts with it, but we still have a good chunk left. A dishwasher is not on the list as of right now to allocate any money from that towards, which I'm fine with. I think my problem is that I tend to let the dishes go for a day or two instead of washing them every day, and that's why I don't want to say pile up, but they get more than I would like them to be, and then it gets stressful and I get a little bit aggravated, but that's alright. And yay! Here's the result of all the dishes being done. I don't know why I'm looking to the one side of the camera, but I am. Now, as you can see from the previous title screen, this is the next day. I went ahead and just decided to start fresh the next day. As you can see, I didn't even get out of my pajama pants. It was a day off, and I figured you're not going anywhere, Justin, so just stay in your pajamas and do what you need to do. Now, again, this is the Dyson vacuum cleaner that, as you can see, my duct tape handiwork there on the hose. It has a small hole in it, and I didn't want to get rid of the vacuum completely, but that was a quick fix, and so far it's working out. So that's great because I didn't really want to go get another new vacuum. So the first thing I decided to do was go ahead and pull the oven out and vacuum underneath there. Now, I did end up mopping up underneath there too, but I didn't film that. And it's amazing what can get underneath a stove. Just, normal dirt, of course, and dust, things like that, but small pieces of rice and a piece of dog food here and there, or whatever. And the dog food bowl wasn't even anywhere near where the oven is. So it's interesting to see what kind of treasures you find underneath your oven and your fridge and any other thing you may be cleaning underneath. But I went ahead and just started with the bigger appliances, getting under them, over them, behind them, to kind of get the bigger projects out of the way and then move on to smaller ones. That way it felt a little less stressful. And there's my disgusted face based on the stuff I found on the side of the cabinets. As you can see, some splatter from the oven when we're cooking on the burners, on this tile. Now the downside is, as you can see, we do not have a vent hood. So grease, things like that are going up underneath the cabinets and along the side and on that wall. And it's just a pain in the butt. Now that I finally got that wall and the cabinets all cleaned up, I'm going to go ahead and start on the stove here. This stove did come with our house along with the refrigerator, so that was a good thing. And sorry if I just made you seasick there. I had to move the stove to get out from behind it. I was trapped back there. But I'm going to go ahead and give the stove control panel, and I pulled the buttons off, as you can see, and giving that a really good wipe down with some Lysol spray, which I know during this time and age is gold at the moment. So I'm lucky to have some. I have a few bottles that I've gotten over the last month or so, and now I'm taking off the burners and the elements and things like that, and it's amazing again what things get caught underneath those. And I'm just going to give the top of the stove a spray and wipe it down. And then after this, I'm going to lift up the top of the stove and get all underneath there. Get all that good grime and grease and crud and little pieces of food and all those magical things that, kind of go out of sight, out of mind, and don't pop up again until you decide to do a spring clean like this or a deep clean. So we'll go ahead and keep working on the stove, and I'll catch back up with you in a moment. you can see here, I'm giving the all clear. The oven is good to go. So I decided to go ahead and move on to the freezer, pulling everything out. Now I know everything in here is good. I normally would check the dates, but we just went to the grocery store and I tend to check the dates before we even put anything in the cart. So I knew everything there was good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe this, or spray this down, and then wipe it. Yeah, I was checking the light there, and it doesn't seem to be working, which isn't a big deal. I'm not too worried about it. But it just kind of dawned on me that nothing happened. But there was a little bit more crud, I guess you could say, in the freezer than I was expecting. And I'm talking to Tony there. He was out in the garage coming into the dining room back in the house. But yeah, I had to really wipe this down to get some stuff out of it. And for whatever reason, I just couldn't get it caught into the paper, or picked up with the paper towel. Oh, there went Tony. But so yeah, gonna go ahead and wipe down the shelf here and get all the little nooks and crannies in the freezer done. Now, you will not see me do the fridge portion here in this video because I'm going to do that in part 2, which I know seems kind of odd not doing it all together, which in all honesty I really don't have a reason as to why I did that, but it has been sooner that it has been more recent, I guess I should say, that I've done the fridge part than the freezer. So I guess I want to do the freezer first because it's been a while for that one. And here it is, all nice and clean. Now here's where I really wanted to declutter, because as soon as the stay-at-home shelter-in-place requirements get lifted, Tony and I plan on having a garage sale, and there is plenty in these cabinets, along with these disgusting placemats that were here when we bought our house, that we want to put into a garage sale.
And you can tell these placemats have been here for a while because look how hard it is for me to get. Well, that one wasn't too bad, but the couple before that and the couple you'll see here in a moment were a bit hard to get off the shelf. Now, I don't know if it's because they maybe used some sort of sticky product or whatever to make it stay on the shelf, or it just was stuck there because it's been there for quite some time. I don't know. But I was able to get them up and get all the dirt. And as you can see, there's the clean side on the right, and the left is what I started with. And let me tell you, it feels so good to get all of that cleaned up and get it all white and looking nice, especially since I'm going to be putting dishes and bakeware and things like that back into this cabinet. I just wanted to show you an overhead shot of these two drawers. The one on the right I cleaned out quite a bit with just keeping the necessities like batteries and tape and a screwdriver and stuff, and then the bags. Now we're going to go over to the other set of cabinets, and there are a few things in this one as well that I'm going to get rid of. And as you can see, the lovely placemats once again make an appearance. I like that clear shelf liner. I showed it in a refrigeration organization video probably about a year ago at least, and they are still holding up well. They're still doing great. All I have to do is wipe those down, put them back in, and we're good to go. So yeah, there's all different kinds of placemats in these cabinets. As you can see, the lovely 80s kind of reminds me of Golden Girls placemat there. You know, I guess if that's your style, that's your style. The people here, as you can see, definitely love their placemats. You know, but if it works for you, it works for you. And yeah, I'm going to apologize right now if you see some butt crack. It's gonna happen. And so now I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe this out and purge the things that I know we don't use or we don't really need, along with the other stuff I did earlier for the garage sale. So we'll just keep working on this cabinet, and I'll catch up with you towards the end of the video. Alright, and that's going to pretty much bring this video to a close. I know I didn't do the entire kitchen, but this is part 1. Look for part 2 coming here soon. Have a great day.